doesn't even see what he's doing.
Aim it that way.
Huh?
So why'd you aim it over this way? The driveway's that way.
Because they couldn't see you at all. Yeah, it sucks. Awful's right. It's like a cream brulee. Yeah, what? Like our snow is like a cream brulee. It has that nice hard. You have to break through it before you can even get down in the middle. Nala, what? Stop. Just described our snow as being a cream brulee. Doesn't it look like that, John?
Yep.
It has that hard crust on the top and the squishy stuff underneath. What? What's your deal?
Yeah, Jake had to go into work this morning. He says the roads are terrible. I'm not planning on going anywhere. Although Grandma wants us to come pick the kids up. She's had them the last 2 nights.
So we might be trying to go down in the truck.
You're not. You go grab the power.
Yep, I can go grab the power.
Yeah, I don't have a plow. That's why I'm just packing it down, and that's why I'm driving back and forth. Yeah, I don't have a plow. Got a tractor in Kentucky though. It'd be real nice to have right now. So it's all nice and wet, heavy snow, so that's why I'm just packing it down. The roads are complete ice, so everybody has said please don't drive if you don't have to. So even our plow guy is like, I can't come get to you for a couple days. So I'll show you next door here. For those of you who are still, the guy has a dozer, and so he pulled all of his snow off yesterday, and it looks like an ice rink. We got 8 inches on Saturday, and then yesterday nothing but freezing rain. So we got about a ½ inch of crusted snow on top and 8 inches of fluffy powder underneath. And the roads are complete garbage right now. Some people are willing to risk it. You can see here, let me flip the camera around. Somebody came through with the plow, and it's just nothing but ice. And then across the street, our neighbor here, he plowed with his dozer yesterday, and nothing but an ice rink. So yeah, it's been a fun couple of days. Kids are in town with grandma. They spent the night, Christmas night, and well, they're spending a couple extra nights. I didn't go to work today because the roads, like I said, are completely slicked over. So just trying to do a little bit so that come tomorrow I can at least get the cars out, and the wife can possibly get the minivan out. So, you know, now with it packed down a little bit, flip the camera around again. So now that it's packed down again, it's won't be too hard to drive on the driveway. So it's still kind of fluffy, and isn't the best packing snow because it was like 15 degrees when it started snowing, and then it warmed up to 35. So but absolutely gorgeous view though. The sun's coming up. It's cleared up, which means the temperature dropped. It was 35 when I woke up at 6 a.m. It's now 20 something. So the temperature's dropped a little bit. But it at least now we might be able to get some cars moving in and around. This is where I got stuck in the escape yesterday twice. Dug out, got like 6 inches, and then got stuck again. Cause yeah, it was wet yesterday. If you saw the video from yesterday of water dripping off the roof line, the snow looks like about half as big as what it was yesterday. And coming up here, this is where I shoveled good so I'd have a path, and it's now solid ice. So that's kind of what it's like living in Alaska. Sometimes you get some warm weather in the 30s, and sometimes you get the negatives, and you just deal with it. It's just life for us. But yeah, I do wish I had a plow. To be honest, I wish that I had my tractor up here. But unfortunately, the acreage in Kentucky needs it more than I do up here. It's sad but true, but we usually only plow 2 or 3 times a year, and then in the spring we'll get hard pack removed. Hey, what's up, Wasila? Hey, Italy. So, yeah, how'd the storm treat you guys down near Anchorage? It rained for us up here in Fairbanks most of the day yesterday, pretty much all day. Icy roads? Yeah. That's what we got up here too. If they've been cleared already. If they haven't been, then they look kind of like my driveway. So, let's see here. So I unpacked this down a little bit better. So I'll pack the main part here in the driveway a little bit better. Oh, you're most welcome. Come visit Alaska sometime. You'll love it. I recommend the summer. So for those still watching, here's the top layer, about a 1/2 inch, 7/16 thick of ice on top of the 8 inches of snow. Good time. Catch up on some comments. Hello. Yeah, water delivery. Yeah, we gotta make sure they can get in, but we don't have tanks. Oh, Miles, awesome. Glad you can move up here. Hope you enjoy it. You're welcome for sharing. And I think that catches us up. 20 people. I like it. Alright. You can go flip the truck around. And then I think I'll go inside. So, if you guys have questions you want to ask, I'll be back in just a minute. that should work on the driveway till the plow guy can come. Let's reset the camera here. Yeah, that's one thing I wish this house did have, was a fire pit, but it doesn't. We did have a very white Christmas. All in all, we got over 2 feet of snow and then a full day of ice rain. No, the Kilchers actually exist. They live in Homer. If you follow TikTok Taxi on Facebook, he lives down in Homer too. His grandparents came over with them. It's a small town. They do exist. Obviously, some things in the show are staged for entertainment value or expanded upon for entertainment value, but they do exist. They are there in Homer. Their family is a real family, but there are elements of the show that are obviously staged for entertainment purposes. So, say hi to Nala. Nala, you want to say hi to everybody? She was out there barking at the bobcat plowing next door. And bring her in. I love my dog, but I hate when she barks nonstop. Thank you. She's 7 years old now, 6 years old. She was a friend that had several dogs, and she was getting in fights with the other dogs and tearing up their lawn. So when we came back from the deployment, he's like, "Hey, you want her?" I was like, "Well, bring her over, see how she fits." And well, that was the end of 2015, 2014. And now she's been with us, and she's run away a few times when we've been out camping. And had to spend the night in the woods by herself.
Try 2016.
And so now she doesn't run off too often. She runs off in the neighborhood. She usually comes back. So yeah, I was basically just packing it down so that I could shovel the top, because I don't want to push 8 inches of snow and half an inch of ice. Get a good pack that at least we can drive the cars on and not get stuck before the plow truck gets here, because the plow truck said, "Hey, yeah, it's going to be a couple days between everybody needing plowing and everybody being basically stuck at home, stuck in their driveways and the roads being complete garbage." That's really all I can do right now. Pack it down and scoop the top layer off. The driveway entrance is a lost cause without equipment, because somebody plowed a little bit of the road, which just pushes more snow right there to the entrance, and with all the rain and the water, it's just a big swampy mess now. I do pay. Last time I had a guy come out, it was $200. He did, however, it was a bobcat. It was hard pack removal, and it was my driveway, which most of you have seen, and then also the side driveway, because behind our house is where I refuel, and I can't get the truck back there right now because there's 4 feet of snow. So he plowed all the way back to the boat and plowed that area out so that we could get the truck in there to refuel. So last time, which was last winter, it was $200. So if I stay on top of it and have a guy come out and can use a plow instead of the bobcat or a loader, anything like that, then it's usually only like $50 each time. But until recently, I've been basically 7 days a week, 24 hours a day at my old job. So now that I have time to sit down and relax every once in a while and focus and plan, it shouldn't be that bad. But until this snowstorm, where we got almost 2 feet in the last few days, and then the ice rain, actually hasn't been that big of a deal. Usually when we get snow, it's 2-3 inches at a time, and we don't normally get a lot of snow in Fairbanks. This is a lot of snow for Fairbanks, especially this early in the season. So we had snow early, we had a big dump, then it all melted, And then we've had negative temperatures, which is weird for December. Normally, though, it's January, February, and now we're ton of snow and freezing rain. And then I think next week it's supposed to dip back down into the negative, so it'll be ice cold again. So, but as you can see, I'm just a hoodie and I'm sweating after doing all that work, even though it's 20 degrees outside. You get used to the cold. I love living in Alaska, Robert. I was born in Utah, grew up in Washington, moved back to Utah for 4 years, and then I joined the Army, and this was my first duty station. And instantly fell in love with the state, with the wildlife, with the mountains, the ocean. It was like Seattle, but with less people. And then I fell in love with my wife, and she was born and raised here, and I love it. But I also like the cold. After living in Utah and multiple deployments, I don't like the heat. Kentucky was hot and humid, and I was miserable. Nothing like waking up at 6 o'clock in the morning and it's 90 degrees and 100% humidity. And then, of course, everybody's like, let's go for a run. Like, no, let's not. Let's go back into the air conditioning. This is stupid. So I love Alaska. I love fishing. I haven't gone as often as I'd like, but I like going hunting. But I love being out on the water. I like the cold. So, good question. But I love it. It's not for everybody, but really there's either you come up and you love it or you don't like it at all. There's very few people that are like, Alaska's okay. Either you love it or you're like, man, I can't deal with the cold. I hated it. But that's really what it's like. From Northwest Panhandle, it's humid. Yeah, it is. That East Coast, that heat, the humidity, and even the cold. Like, the coldest I've been here in Alaska is negative 58, and that was back in, I think, 2009, 2008, 2009, 2010 time frame. And I was colder at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, when it was 36 and raining and just shivering to the bone. And that was right after I had gotten there and came from a winter in Alaska. And it was still spring there, and it dropped and was rainy, and I was freezing cold. So it is a different kind of cold. Obviously, the wind, Prudhoe Bay, it depends on the area. The northern slope, that's a whole different animal. I don't know if I could do that. Those guys are beasts that are up there, dealing with 60-mile-an-hour winds and negative 60 temps. No, that's a whole different animal. Trying to see if I can balance this tripod on my knee, and so far it's not working very well. I think I'm going to throw my shoes back on and go outside for a little bit just because I'm still that hot. No, Nolly, you're staying here. You're not coming out with me. But yeah, unseasonably warm for Alaska after being ridiculously cold. Try and not let the dog out with me. Let's set you up in the bed of the truck, and we'll have the skyline in the background. How about that? Crunch down some of the snow in the truck. There we go. Currently, it is unseasonably warm. Yesterday, we had nothing but freezing rain all day long, and so I've been packing down the driveway here because the plow truck can't get to us because the roads are solid ice. So right now it's really weird weather, but we've hit negative 40 already this year, which normally doesn't happen till middle of January, February time frame. But right now, it's 20 degrees. I'm sweating from shoveling and just wearing a hoodie and my baseball cap, and come back outside because it's too hot in the house. But yeah, last 2 weeks ago, we had 4 straight days of -40, and then it warmed up to 20 degrees and everybody was wearing shorts and t-shirts again. So yeah, -45 in Alberta. I feel you, man. It gets cold. Reaper, I claim Alaska now because I was born in Utah and raised in Washington, but I've lived here for the last 4 years this time and 3 years before when I was stationed up here, so I consider Alaska home. But yeah, I was born in Utah and raised in Washington. So but yeah, thanks everybody for the likes. I appreciate that. Thanks for joining me as we're basically called into work and said, hey, can't go. Roads are terrible. Police department, fire department, city council says, hey, if you don't have to be out, please don't be out. The roads are slick as snot. The roads that did get plowed yesterday are now nothing but ice because of the freezing rain. And for those who haven't been in here a while, let me take you across the street here. Our neighbor used his dozer, or not dozer, his front bucket loader yesterday to clear out his property. And it is a sheet of ice. Let me turn the camera around here. This is the puddle at the end of the driveway because somebody did decide to plow a little strip, probably just somebody in a truck. So this is still going to be complete garbage. You can see the standing water, which is going to be a complete pain for all the vehicles except for my truck. But you can see the road here that they've plowed is straight ice. And this is on top of dirt, so it's at least got a little bit of bumps to it. Whereas the concrete roads are nothing but slick ice, so you can see the reflection there. He plowed that all yesterday, and then it just continued to rain all day yesterday. So he's got a nice little hockey rink all set up in his backyard now. I don't think it was intentional, but he plowed yesterday morning, and now it's an ice rink. I'll watch my step here. This is North Pole, Alaska, and Santa Claus just lives down the road too. I've done a couple of lives from down there. And unseasonably warm. We had freezing rain all day yesterday, so our snowpack got flattened and the driveway was completely awful this morning. I packed it down with the truck and then shoveled off the top so it's not so bad. A lot of people say that. It's a different kind of cold. It's in the 20s right now, and it's fine. I'm just wearing a hoodie. Normally, I don't put on a jacket until either it's windy or until after it's like -20. But if you're just out here for a few minutes, it's not that bad. You do get used to it. As I was telling somebody earlier, I was colder in Kentucky than I have been here in Alaska. And the coldest I've been here in Alaska is -58. So, the summers, though, are absolutely gorgeous as well. And it's not cold during the summer. Usually we're in the 60s, 70s, occasionally 80s, every once in a while the 90s. But it feels warmer because we are literally closer to the sun. And yes, it is a lot of ice and snow. Normally we don't get this much snow in the entire season, and it's only the end of December. So it just dumped 2 feet in the last few days, and then yesterday was freezing rain and caused the pack to condense a little bit, get thicker and heavier. So now I might have to shovel off my roof here in the next coming weeks, just because of the freezing rain and added weight, because the snow just absorbed it all. Might have to get up there and shovel all that off, which that's a whole nother chore in and of itself, and not something I'm looking forward to. So we'll see what the rest of the winter holds. Yeah, I tell people 9 months, basically September through April. This year, usually the last week of September is when we get the first snowfall, but this year it was the middle. Hey, Papa Moose, it's crazy down there in the valley. I bet it's crazy up here, man. We had nothing but freezing rain yesterday. But I tell people 9 months, but it depends. Sometimes we've had breakup in March, and then we don't see any more snow in April, and we get nice 4 or 5 months of summer. But I tell people 9 months, just because that's September to April. That's what you can plan on. And then usually May, June, July, August is the 4 summer months. Yeah. But yeah, Papa just got the driveway packed down. Plow truck can't come out till for a couple days because the roads are complete ice, sheets of ice, and he said until they get cleared himself, he's not going out anymore. So maybe Wednesday we'll get a plow in here and get this taken down a little bit more and smoothed out. We'll see. Until then, I'm just cooling off because I'm all hot and sweaty from shoveling and moving snow around. But I appreciate you joining me. I hope you're enjoying the view behind me, the nice alpenglow. Oh, new snowblower. Nice. My mother-in-law bought one this year, and she bought it in August. And the people at Lowe's, they're like, "What are you doing buying it in August? Do you know something we don't know?" And she's like, "Well, I just wanted to be here in time for the snow, just in case." And then we got snow earlier than normal. And she's liking it. She still shovels her driveway. She's got one of the push shovels like I do, just pushes it to the edge and then runs the snowblower down the edges and takes off the pile. So that way she doesn't have to lift it up and haul it so much. Because her shovel in her driveway, I think last year we had like 8 feet tall. So this year she's just blowing the pile at the edge, and she's still pushing it there because she likes to get that exercise. I feel you there, buddy. I feel you there. This driveway's way too big to even try to shovel, but golly, I think I've spent 6 or 8 hours this weekend shoveling. That's the most I've done shovel-wise in a long time. It's much easier to pay the plow truck guy to come. All right, well, I hope everybody had a good day and has a good day. Stay safe, stay warm. I'm going to head in now that I'm cooled off and I'm not so hot. And I hope everybody has a great week. And stay safe, stay warm. We'll talk to you later.